We're in the most interesting and most exciting part about learning on how to use Claude. And truly, this is the most important thing that I can show you probably today. If you're a beginner and you don't want to dive really deep into AI, at the very minimum, you should be learning how to use Claude Cowork and schedule tasks. It's going to help you in every area of your life, whether you're a student, whether you just want to manage your business, if you're a busy professional and want to do mundane tasks that you want to just delegate to somebody, Claude Cowork and scheduling tasks are going to be the ones for you. So stick around for this episode. We're going to learn how to do that appropriately, and you're going to be saving a lot of time that you can spend on things that matter to you the most. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Let's go. If you haven't already, you should have already downloaded the desktop or laptop app for Claude. It's available in Windows and Mac OS devices. So definitely once you have downloaded that, you're going to make your life a whole lot easier. It's going to work super seamlessly. Now, the window it might greet you like this. It's just very much similar like the browser. So here it opens up directly into a chat, which is not what we want. In last episode, we created a project, which is exactly what we're going to continue to reference to. And there's a couple of nuances that I want to make sure that we have some guardrails, if you will, that are going to be very important for you to follow. So we're going to spend a little bit of time on that one because it's going to make things so much more easier and less confusing for you. So remember, on your left side corner here, there's a little bit of tab here, and you'll see that that's all here. I pinned the project here that we used last time, and I'll show you how to do that in just a bit so you can have quick access. If you don't see that by any chance, let's unpin it really quickly. You just go back to the projects tab right here, and we're going to go ahead and see all of our projects. I have a lot of different projects here. This is the one that we have been working on. You'll see the three little dots there. We're going to go ahead and pin that, and it should appear on our task bar here. And you can see it's right there, alongside the subsets of any projects or chats that you have been working on. So let's go ahead and click on this project. This is project that we used last time, and you can see this is the file that we attached from our last video, which generated a PDF file based on the instructions or the context of the files that were attached. Remember that you have the chat and the Cowork tabs. Make sure you always click on whichever one is that you want. For quick answers, you just want to use the chat. If you want more complex tasks that will run autonomously and will create any type of files like PowerPoints or deck slides, PDF files, you can utilize that. And don't forget to utilize the appropriate AI model that you need. All right. So without further ado, let's start with the guardrails when it comes to projects. Remember, Claude AI is a overall system. It kind of draws from everything that you do within it. So you want to put some guardrails if you have other chats or other projects, because it may potentially pull information from those chats, projects, and dump them into the project that you're working on. If you want to really isolate that project from any outsource or any sources outside of its own parameters, you got to put this prompt. Where are you going to put it? You're going to put it under instructions right here. As you can see, we have no instructions here besides this, which brings me to the next one. You can name any AI whatever you want to. So from here on out, I'm going to call my AI Alfredo, and you can call him or her or it whatever it is that you like. I think it's fun. I think it's going to make things a little bit more fun to be able to call your AI whatever name you want to, versus the standard name that they gave them, right? Like Claude or ChatGPT. Personalize it a little bit. I think it's going to make things a little bit fun. So let's go ahead. I already created the prompt to have guardrails within this particular project. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. And it's going to be under my instructions. So let's go ahead and read it together. It says, project isolation instruction. From this project, use only information that is explicitly provided within this project's files, messages, and context. Do not access, reference, or incorporate any information from account level preferences or metadata, other projects or previous conversations, user profile data, historical chat data outside this project. If I reference something from outside this project, ask me explicitly, share it here first. Treat this project as a completely isolated workspace. Super important that we put that in there. It's going to really help you isolate your project so that there is nothing else that you don't want it to be, unless you explicitly state it. So we're going to go ahead and save those instructions alongside the Alfredo part, and let's test it out. So go ahead and click save. There we go. You can see a little preview of the instructions there. And I'm going to go ahead and choose chat because I just want to see if it recognizes its name. What name have I provided you with? Have I named you with? Let's see what it replies. There you go. It says, I've named him Alfredo. So from here on out, I can talk to it. Remember, you can talk to Claude via the mic. So you just have to give it access to that, chat with it, and you can say, hey, Alfredo, do X, Y, and Z, and it will do it automatically. All right. So let's go back to our project and continue to dive into Claude Cowork here. So you can see it now has a different chat. This is specifically for chat, not Cowork. So let's go ahead and go to the project. You can see it will continue to create more chats in our projects the more you create them, right? So that's really important. So let's go back to this content package from notes. So this is what we did last time. We created a PDF file. This is already automatically working as a Cowork project. You don't need to toggle anything. It's automatically a Cowork project. Really important. Once you do it once, it stays. You don't need to navigate back and forth. So we created the PDF file, which was a content package morning routine for focus. This is based on the instructions that I have given it before. If you need to know how to do this, please reference to the last video so you can get step by step on how to appropriately do this. The biggest thing that I want to teach you on this video is how to run schedule tasks. This is where Cowork and scheduling automatic tasks becomes a game changer for your day-to-day tasks. So let's go ahead and build that. So we're going to go ahead and go back into our project because we're going to attach more files, and we're going to go into each of those files together so you can get an idea of what that is. So again, let's go back to our project. We're going to go ahead and go to our Claude project Cowork test. And you can see this is the one that we attached last time. You can go ahead and attach more. So let's go ahead and attach 3 files that I have created so we can run an automatic scheduling task. So I'm going to upload from my device, and I have them all on my desktop here. So I'm going to select all of them and attach. There they are. The most exciting part of the whole thing is how to schedule automatic tasks. So this is going to be not within Cowork, but it does attach or reference the project that you're talking about. So on your your left side on the taskbar here, you'll see a little clock item here, and it's called scheduled. You're going to go ahead and click on that. Once you're there, you'll see that I already have some automatic stuff going on, but you're going to go ahead and click on new tasks. We're going to set that, and we're going to go ahead and set it up manually. That way we can attach it to the specific project that we want to attach it to. So let's go ahead and click on that. Once we're there, we're going to name it, and it's going to be named probably the same thing as this. We're just going to go ahead and say daily morning brief. And you're going to say, this is going to be more for sorting your email. But this is where it becomes just a tiny bit complicated. So I want to go a little bit slower here. Under this, you'll see here, is that you're going to go ahead and attach it or reference the project that you need it to be scheduled. So here we're going to go here. We're just going to go ahead and type our project or scroll down and you'll see all the projects that you have available. All right. So for us, we pinned it. So it's right there already, Claude Cowork test. So we're going to go ahead and select that. And then we're going to go ahead and manually set this up, right? Or you can go ahead and have it automatically approve everything. I recommend you choose manually approve everything. And then the model, just like anything else, you got to choose the specific model you want this to run at. We're going to go ahead and keep it a Haiku 4.5 so it doesn't run out, so we don't run out of AI usage, which is, it can happen. It has happened to me. You don't want that because you have to wait for a reset time and then that defeats the purpose of being efficient. So we're going to go ahead and click on Haiku 4.5. This is going to be the frequency. When do you want this report to be done? Because emails come at all times of day and probably every day, depending on how busy you are. We're going to go ahead and do a daily week, hence the whole name of the scheduled task, which is daily morning briefs, right? So we're going to go ahead and do that. You get to decide when you want this report to be executed. We're going to leave it at 9 a.m. All right, we're going to go ahead and click save, and it's saved. So now we have it here. It's right here. Every day at 9 a.m. is going to be generating that. We're going to go ahead and run it, and it'll do it. However, the biggest thing is that I already have my Gmail attached to this weekly and scheduled task. I will show you how to do that in the next video when we start working with code, because that's going to be another important part. Other than that, that's it. It's set up. We can either run it right now or it can be ran at any moment. So let's go ahead and run it. Just give it a test drive. This is going to do that right now. All right. So there's nothing much that I can do. It's right there. It's running in the background right now. I can add project context if you want. Again, the project is already attached to that. So no need to worry about that. All right, we're not going to worry about this. This is going to continue to run. That's beside the point. All we need to know that is actually executing something that we want, and it's going to be doing it every single morning. So that's what's going to be the cool thing about Claude Cowork and schedule task at the same time. And that's it. I don't want to make this video any longer than it needs to be. So let's go ahead and just stop that for now. We're going to let this run. And the last thing I want to touch on is that anything that's got to do with automation and scheduling tasks that don't require files from your computer can be done with your computer completely turned off because it runs on the cloud. Now, if there was some scheduled tasks that you need your computer files, you would absolutely need to have your computer turned on or your laptop open at the time that you want that schedule to be ran. Super important. I cannot stress that enough. I don't want you to be frustrated and see why things are not working. Just think about it. Anything that requires internet or lives in the cloud, like Gmail, right, does not require any computer files. It can be run automatically. But if you have a specific file within a subfolder within your desktop or a file within your computer, just know that you need to have that computer turned on. And now you know how to use Claude Cowork and schedule tasks together. They complement each other, so you have homework. Why don't you go ahead and jump into Claude in your desktop and create your own Claude Cowork / scheduling task that they can complement each other and save you loads of time to do the things that you love to do the most, or things that you have a time for to dedicate now because time has been taken off your hands. I guarantee you, you're not gonna regret it. And some value propositions that I have created an PDF, AI mental clarity PDF that you can download for free. The link is gonna be in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be in with updates for my next video. We're gonna be jumping into learning how to use Claude Code. I'm excited for that one to teach you, and stay tuned. We'll see you next time. And as always, thank you for watching.